So this is what you don't want to do. That's the goal today, people. Improve that shooting while riding. This is really gonna change your footage forever. Luckily, it's a forest and there's always stuff to play around with. Welcome everyone. Today I want to talk to you about one very specific item when you are working with action cameras. So everybody who's using an action camera on a stick, this video is for you. It is a bit windy today, so I do have to watch out for falling branches, but they do make for very good trick obstacles. So one thing I want to share today is very important to make awesome footage, to make it a bit more impressive and a bit more better angled than I've seen a lot of people doing it on YouTube. That's actually how you hold your stick where your camera is mounted on. I see a lot of people doing some strange stuff, and I'm gonna give you a very good tip today to counter that and to make your videos look a lot more awesome. Let's just find some good spots to explain what I've been talking about, because this is really gonna change your footage forever. So stay tuned and follow me! With this fun little run, let's start explaining what I will be talking about on holding that stick in the right position. That's important in all aspects in life. I had to get creative because I forgot one of my screws of my other tripods and I could not mount it on my other camera, so I now have a one-wheel tripod, which is very expensive. I would not advise to buy one like that because it's meant for riding and shredding and other stuff, but it will have to do for today. So what I see a lot of people doing with these action camera sticks is they actually are tilting the camera, which is a good thing to get one wheel in the picture, but I see a lot of people over rotating it, which actually I will film it with this camera as well. If you over rotate it and you hold it like this, then you will notice that the stick will come into play, your hand will be visible, and these are definitely things to avoid. Also, when you are not watching your camera, it's very easy to tilt, and if you are not using the max lens mod, then you will have trouble keeping that horizon horizontal. So I would not advise to use it as this. It's also quite bouncy for the image, although the image stabilization is pretty good. We do have some tricks up our sleeves to make it even better. What I do is I actually tilt it all the way till you have a straight stick and camera, maybe a small tilt of a few degrees just to make sure that it tilts upright, and I always hold it like this. And when you hold it like this, your arm actually is used as a stabilizer, and it and it really catches a lot of the movements that you are making, and it's also a lot easier to keep it low to the ground, which will make for a lot cooler image, and you're a lot more sure that your one wheel will be in the picture all the way. And that's very important. If you are making action videos, you want to have that camera pointing where the action is. So very important to keep it low and just keep it straight. Just keep it hanging loose, and your arm will work as a stabilizer, and you will notice that you will get a lot of cooler shots lower to the ground. That's what we need for a cool action video. So let's put that to practice, and I'll show you how this works while riding. So you actually start with your action camera upside down so that the camera easily can go down. So whoop, I drop it until level of the one wheel. There we go. Very easy to keep it close to the ground. Make those awesome shots. You have to watch out for the bushes, but that's why it's an action cam. It should be able to withstand some pushes and branches. Easily turn it around, and you have the view all around you if you can manage, and you just make your arm go in a circle and you can capture the action a lot more easy low to the ground. Your riding will also look a lot faster when that camera is going lower to the ground, so it has all kinds of advantages of getting that camera so it has all kinds of advantages of getting that camera low to the ground. So this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to have this, because it's very hard to point down to your board like this, and you will notice it's a bit more lumpy, not that smooth. Up, let's take this one. Something that you don't want to do like this, because your camera will be higher up, it will be more shaky, and it will be harder to frame your one wheel while holding the camera like this. This is what you don't want to do. You see the hand here is in the picture, the stick is in the picture, as you can see on the frame. So you definitely want to avoid having that stick and your hand in the picture, because it makes for a lot cleaner image if your camera is pointing all the way like this, and frame it. And if you want to have it a bit more upright, you can still tilt it and make sure that you have that frog view with that fisheye. It always works better. Make sure that you have a good frame, but you don't want to have it pointing too much upward, because then it will light out on the sky, and the sky makes it always, as you see, a bit darker on the subject. And once you're pointing straight down, if you're tilted just like this, have it straight, then you will notice that it's a lot easier to keep good lighting in that GoPro. And I'm walking here with two GoPros now. You will notice that when doing tricks that you are swinging your arms all out and about, and then it's a bit harder to keep your focus on the board, and that's why we often put the GoPro on the tripod on the ground to film the tricks, because it's easier to frame that and it looks a lot cleaner by just adding some of those shots. I'm gonna add one right here because I've seen a cool gap on one of these lumpies that I want to include. Where is it? All right, there. Let's see. Add that to the video. So you just let the camera hang loose, and you can turn and spin all the way around to have those cool videos and actually have that camera moving all around, which is cool. If you want to have different angles while riding in one flow, you have an obstacle coming, point to the obstacle, get stuck. I didn't see the double one coming, darn. You will notice that it will be a bit harder in the beginning to point that lens to your one wheel, but after a while you don't even notice it, and you will become one with the camera. And that's what you need when you want to make awesome videos. can do right there. So you can also play around with getting that camera closer and further away from the board, which will give a few other dimensions to what you are doing, and it will give other impressions. More will have more blurriness and create more speed because of being lower to the ground. The other will give you a more complete picture of your surroundings, and if you just switch between the two, going closer, further, turning that camera all the way around, you get to a really dynamic video result, and that's actually what you want if you are making these action camera videos. And I just found me a really cool bunk obstacle. It's a route hidden into the path. Let's see if it's bunkable. Now let's try it while riding, and you'll see if you have to jump. Sometimes you spread out your arms or you wave your arms, and then it's not that easy to keep that board in check. But we'll give it a try, see if it works out. A bit more sketchy than the first one. Let's have another go. Other side. So we'll start up with the camera close to the one wheel while riding there. A little bit further. That's further check. Hopefully get a full picture without waving those arms too much. So we pull back, change the angle of the camera. Just saw that one in time. Ooh, got some spider webs on the lens and some dirt. Got to keep that in check as well when filming in the dirt. Okay, looks interesting. Let's dive into it. That was awesome. Didn't see that coming, but I hope I got it well. Because front is not the best angle for that, but it should work. And what do we have here? Is it jump? Almost. Should we give it another go? It's just too good to be true. It's just in the path. And that bunker was mad, man. Didn't see that coming, massive bunker. But I think we hit it on the right sweet spot, and I hope it's a cool image on the video, because I did not expect that. And when you're at the front, at the nose of your board, it's not always ideal to capture that height and that volume. So we'll see when we're editing this if it's cool. And now let's see if we can tackle this hippie jump. I never hippie jumped on the growler before, so let's try it. Oh, there's a root right in front of the tree that I didn't see before. I'll have to take that into account. I nearly crashed into that. Oh, it's always tricky under the leaves. Yeah. Oh, it's slidable as well. The tire is a bit more round, and that makes it a bit harder not to flip the machine. Oh, come on! Should have nailed that one. Oh, it was under my feet. Feels good. Wasn't super clean, but I'm very happy with having this natural structure conquered. Always good to have structures like these in the forest. Let's continue the ride with the camera upside down. Found a little side berm shaped like a little jumpy. Let's see if we can manage that on the growler. It's not that steep, but it is landing on a rough terrain, so let's see what we can do on this little jumpy. Always cool to find these little side hits just on the side of the road. Just have to keep your eyes open. Oh, it's a rough running. Very bumpy running to that thing. Oh, it does feel nice though. Should get a bit more speed. Oh yeah, feels good. Just wanted to give a chill explanation, but we always find this cool stuff to play around with the one wheel, and that's what making this sport, lifestyle, hobby, whatever you want to call it, so fun. You can just find small things, and you don't need a snowboard or a surfboard to have fun. Just obstacles and a one wheel. And I just found me a tool that might help me out later. Okay, found this one. Let's go ahead and see what it's for. Another one here. Bonky. Oh, I love a good forest ride. Sun is joining us as well, as you can see in the background. So it's turning out to be a great night because it was really windy, even raining a bit today. But that got fixed, and I have to watch out. Apparently there's a nail right in front of my face, and we don't want to have that going in the cuckoo. All right, see what's out there. You might already guess what we're gonna do. Make sure that we can ride up this thing without having the need of a jump. Let's see if we can get this thing to hook in here somewhere. Nice and straight. All right, one should do the trick. It's almost as wide as one wheel. And now we can just ride up on there, which I was not able to do before. And as I want to showcase you the camera movement, I don't want to stop here. So let's turn back a little bit and make it worthwhile. So remember to keep that stick straight, keep that camera low, and make sure that your lens points at your board. Almost had a hip jump. We should make a landing right next to it so that we can jump on it into the hip, into the grass. I'm halfway my battery and it starts to show that nose is dipping, but it is a fun run though, really fun run. Let's do that jumpy again. I want to ride it out, maybe even with a bunk if we can find one. Oh, maybe we have. Luckily it's a forest and there's always stuff to play around with. Let's see if we can use that as a bunker. I hope it stays in place for the jump. Little gappy. Let's hit it. Nose dipping. Does have a little pothole here in the landing, and it's going a bit uphill, which makes it hard. Incredible. Having the pressure on there, I don't know if I can get past it. Let's try that slide with the camera in hand, which is the hardest movement, because rail slides you really have to throw that body in there and sometimes lean into different angles than your camera is pointing. So that's why it's very hard to keep that camera focused on the board while sliding. But as we are experimenting today, we'll give it a try. First in the backhand, which swings most. And now let's do the other hand, the front view, which often swings a little bit less. Let's see if we can plant it down like that. It was a bit of a sketchy slide, But we'll see if one of the two angles serves us in making something out of this. Woo! Alright, that turned out to be a great night with some awesome tricks. I hope that you learned something from the tips and tricks that I gave you. Try to apply them to your videos and see what it does for yourself. See if it improves your videos, if it makes better content, then I'm a very pleased man. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.